Control your screaming brat, or I'll have security remove you both from this aircraft. Immediately imagine that echo bouncing off the first-class cabin, right before the sharp slap cut the air. That was Sandra Mitchell, the flight attendant, her palm leaving a print on Kesha Thompson's cheek while little baby Zoe, just 6 months old, howled against her chest. Phones whipped out, strangers recorded, and for a second, you'd think this was just some brave staff keeping order, maybe finally standing up to an unruly passenger yet. That's how a lot of folks saw it, especially the old lady in pearls whispering, "Finally, someone with backbone." But, you know what I mean? Sometimes what people think they see is not even half the real story. Kesha's cheek was burning, but her eyes were steady as she tucked Zoe's blanket, her hands shaking, her boarding pass sitting right there, first class, gold status, but you'd never have guessed it from the way Mitchell ignored her. The whole cabin was holding its breath, just the soft whimpers of a baby and the relentless click of phones trying to catch some viral moment. Ever been in a place where the whole world judges you as a bad parent before anyone even asks if you need help? Mitchell straightened her uniform, the little silver wings on her chest catching the light, and you could see she was loving every second finally, her moment to show she could lay down the law for the right kind of people flying first class. "Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the disruption." Mitchell's voice was theatrical, built for an audience. Some people simply don't understand appropriate travel etiquette. Murmurs of approval buzzed up. There was a businessman, tailored suit, nodding. Thank God someone's maintaining standards. These people always think they can do whatever they want. Kesha said nothing, just rocked Zoe, her baby's tiny fist wrapped around her mother's finger, a gesture that, in a fair world, should have melted hearts, but here just seemed to make people scowl even harder. Mitchell grabbed her radio like a weapon. "Captain Williams, code yellow in first class. Disruptive passenger with infant, refusing to comply. I recommend immediate removal. She's already delayed us 8 minutes." Kesha glanced at her phone. 14 minutes until departure, a little corporate legal merger ping at the bottom. All systems ready. She tucked it away before Mitchell could snoop. "Excuse me." Kesha's voice was barely above a whisper. "My ticket is for seat 2A. I paid for first class." Mitchell cut her off with a cold laugh. "Honey, I don't care what scam you pulled to get that ticket. People like you always try to upgrade illegally. I know every trick." A young woman across the aisle, TikTok Live, of course, was filming, her viewer count climbing by the second. Comments poured in harsh, judgmental, calling the mom entitled, praising the hero flight attendant. Mitchell caught on quick, playing her role bigger for the cameras. "Ma'am, if you can't manage your child, I have every right to remove you. Airline policy is clear." Kesha quietly pulled out formula from her bag and a flash of platinum and airline executive card, hidden quick, but not before a couple of curious eyes caught it. Her phone buzzed, caller ID visible, Skylink Airways executive office. She ignored it. Mitchell, getting meaner. "Who are you calling? Your baby daddy isn't going to save you from federal aviation regulations." The passengers laughed. The man in the suit grumbled about business and delays. Over the intercom, "Flight crew, prepare for final boarding completion." Kesha checked her watch engraved on the back. "To my brilliant wife, MT," but Mitchell was on the attack. "Ma'am, I'm asking you one last time. Gather your things or I'll have federal air marshals remove you." The TikTok was blowing up. 8,000 viewers. Mostly hateful comments, but a few folks, sharp ones, noticed, "Why is the mom so calm? The flight attendant seems aggressive." A business passenger started typing on an aviation forum, witnessing discrimination in real time. Skylink 847. The story was growing legs. Mitchell's radio, "Captain, passenger non-compliant, requesting immediate ground security." The captain's voice came back, "Copy, ground crew standing by." Kesha, finally, spoke up. "Ma'am, I understand you believe you're following protocols, but I'd suggest verifying my status before taking irreversible action." "Irreversible?" Mitchell's voice was full of contempt. "The only thing irreversible is your behavior, lady." The old woman chimed in. "In my day, parents knew how to travel properly. This is shameful." More phones, more streams, flight drama trending locally. Kesha calm as ever, not arguing, just holding her baby. 10 minutes to departure. Security will be here in 10 minutes. Mitchell snapped. And this will be over. Kesha kissed Zoe's forehead, whispered something nobody could catch, but her eyes said something was coming. That's when Captain Derek Williams strode in gold stripes. 22 years of command, a man used to being obeyed. What's the situation here, Sandra? Mitchell snapped to attention. Sir, this passenger has been disruptive, screaming child, refusing crew, arguing about deplaning. The captain's gaze flicked over Keshaung black mother. First class, designer diaper bag, his mind already made up. Ma'am, you're required to comply with crew instructions under federal law. The TikTok exploded 15,000 viewers. The college student filming couldn't believe her luck. She's about to get arrested. Captain looks mad. Kesha checked her phone 8 minutes. 8 minutes until what? Williams demanded. Ma'am, whatever you're trying to pull doesn't override safety protocols. That's when 2 federal air marshals appeared. Plain clothes, but everyone could tell they made it official. Air Marshal Rodriguez was cautious, hand near his side. Captain, nature of the disturbance? Non-compliance, Williams said, refusing to deplane after crew assessment. The business blogger paused, started snapping photos, his forum post now racing across the industry. Mitchell, relishing it, got on the intercom. We apologize for the delay caused by an uncooperative passenger. Situation will be resolved momentarily. The whole cabin was buzzing. Just throw her off. People grumbled. I have a connection to make. This is ridiculous. TikTok hit 25,000 viewers. News alerts buzzing. Nashville phones viral incident unfolding. Kesha just waited. Zoe finally quiet, eyes big and dark, taking it all in. Air Marshal Johnson moved in. Ma'am, please gather your belongings. Come with us voluntarily. I need 5 more minutes, Kesha said softly. You need 0, the captain barked. You're creating a hazard. The old lady piped up. This is what's wrong with air travel today. The mob had spoken. But that business blogger, he saw something nobody else did. She's too calm. Something's off. Kesha's phone buzzed against Skylink corporate emergency line. She declined. Mitchell, still cruel. Your baby daddy can't override federal law from ground. Passengers chuckled. The suit filmed it. 6 minutes to go. Security vehicles flashed outside. The story had blown up way past anyone's expectations. Ground security officers boarded. The lead announced, by order of the captain and federal marshals, you're being removed. Please comply. Kesha looked around at all those recording phones, all those faces hungry for drama, and she just whispered for minutes. You have 0, the captain shouted. Officers, escort her out. But even now, she didn't panic. She was waiting for something. Air Marshal Rodriguez, sympathetic for a second. If you have documentation, now's the time, but Williams cut him off. No negotiations. Remove her now. Mitchell stepped forward like she'd won. This is why we have security. Some people manipulate with fake emergencies and social media theater. The mob erupted in applause. Kesha, steady as ever, kissed Zoe, reached for her phone. 3 minutes. Time's up, Williams declared. Security closed in. Phones everywhere. But Kesha pressed a single contact, put her phone on speaker. One, I'm having some trouble on your airline. The voice that answered well, it made Captain Williams freeze. Which aircraft, sweetheart? I'll handle it personally. Williams recognized that voice, the man who signed every paycheck. Marcus Thompson, CEO of Skylink Airways. Silence dropped like a curtain. Mitchell's face went ghost white. Williams staggered. The TikTok stream lost its mind. Security officers stepped back like Kesha was radioactive. Marcus's voice was cold as ice. Everyone stepped back from my wife immediately. The whole cabin, 180 passengers, stared in disbelief. 2 minutes until departure. Honey, Kesha said sweetly. Cancel departure, Marcus replied. We have bigger problems. The CEO's wife. The room spun for Mitchell and Williams. Passengers realized their brave live streams were documenting the assault of the CEO's wife. Phones shook in hands. Williams tried to talk, voice cracking. Mr. Thompson, sir, misunderstanding. I'm watching live right now, Marcus replied. 47,000 people just witnessed my wife being assaulted by your crew. The comments blew up. Plot twist. They're so fired. Mitchell, shaking. She's just a passenger with a screaming baby. You just call my wife just a passenger after assaulting her. Please continue. Marcus's voice was cold. The business blogger's post explodida deleted it, realizing this was now the most infamous discrimination case in aviation. Rodriguez, the air marshal, tried to explain, "Ma'am, Mrs. Thompson, we were responding to crew reports. That was rather the point, wasn't it?" Kesha replied, "How passengers are treated when crew make assumptions based on appearance." Williams pleaded for privacy. Marcus laughed. 47,000 people are watching. Should I mention the merger? Kesha teased. Not yet, Marcus replied. Let's see how they handle the next few minutes. Mitchell was desperate. Impossible. I'd know the CEO's family, would you? Kesha shot back. Have you ever seen photos of Marcus' wife? The company doesn't share our info for a reason. Williams, trembling, called ground control. Flight 847 needs to delay departure indefinitely. Ground control, confused, replied, but Marcus took over. This is Marcus Thompson. Cancel all security responses. I'm handling this personally. The TikTok stream surged past 52,000. Local news vans sped to the airport. The cabin watched in shock as Kesha started a video call executive boardroom. All leadership, legal, Federal Aviation liaison watching live. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Skylink's executive leadership. Marcus on screen looked like the rat. Williams begged for internal discipline. Marcus cut him down. FAA, DOT, DOJ all investigating now. Kesha finally spoke. Marcus, should I tell them about the security footage? Skylink's head of legal appeared. Mrs. Thompson, we have complete documentation from multiple angles. Mitchell slumped. Her career, gone in a viral instant. Marcus turned to Williams, 17 discrimination complaints in 5 years. All buried. Today ends that pattern. The news was everywhere. Skylink assault, trending globally, 60,000 watching live. Kesha, calm, looked straight at the camera. Remember, assumptions destroy lives. Today, 60,000 people saw what happens when prejudice meets accountability. The captain tried one last time to justify, but Marcus interrupted. Crew complaint history, settlement numbers, everything read out loud. TikTok blew up. No, 70,000 watching. Marcus outlined new protocols, firing Mitchell and Williams on the spot. Immediate federal charges, all benefits and certifications revoked. Williams pleaded 22 years of service, 22 years of enabling discrimination. Marcus replied, you protected violators. Federal investigator Carter demanded immediate industry-wide reform. Marcus announced family protection protocols, mandatory bias and de-escalation training, federal oversight. Mitchell collapsed, security leading her away. Williams followed, stripped of his stripes. The business blogger's coverage was everywhere. Skylink's stock dropped but then recovered, investors betting on change. Competitors scrambled to match reforms. Air marshals retrained. The blogger won a Pulitzer nomination. The student's TikTok reached millions, turned into a documentary series on airline discrimination. Crew greetings changed. How can I help your family travel comfortably? The people like you attitude disappeared. The Thompson standards became federal law, then global policy. Family travel got easier. Safer dignity became the norm, not the exception. Kesha and Marcus Thompson set up a foundation for families facing discrimination, their legacy growing every day. 2 years later, the incident was studied in business schools worldwide, a cautionary tale and a lesson in real power, dignity over drama, systemic reform over personal revenge. Mitchell never worked customer service again. Williams became a cautionary lesson for pilots everywhere. Command authority is worthless without moral courage. But the biggest change was quiet. 1 million families felt safer. 1 million parents traveled without dread. And baby Zoe grew up in a world that watched her mom turn a slap into the turning point of an entire industry. That's what can happen, when one person stands up with dignity instead of anger, and the whole world finally sees what's been hiding in plain sight. So, Have you ever faced discrimination or humiliation while traveling? What would you have done? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about justice, dignity, and what it takes for real change. If this story moved you, share it because every family deserves respect, no matter who tries to shame them for loving their child.